guys don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white.
Welcome to Breakfast and BS with Vince and Friends. I am, of course, your host, Vince. And today the dynamic duo of Pumpkin Pancake, Sergio and Virgil.
All right. How you doing? Good morning.
Yeah, it was actually amazing. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
I wanted it too, but I did not want to fall into the pumpkin trap of the holidays.
It wasn't that pumpkin-y, but it was good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just, it's never, like, everything's pumpkin this, pumpkin that, and I'm like, I don't want pumpkin unless it's pie.
I don't fall in. It's not a pumpkin trap for me. It's more of like a pumpkin happy place.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah,
can't trap somebody willingly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, that itself is just it's just a ploy.
Pumpkin pancakes.
Well, to be fair, you're not a blonde named Ashley, so you're fine. We are here, of course, at Cinephonics in beautiful La Mesa, California, the jewel of the hills, and fellas, it is always a pleasure.
Yep.
So, as you know, on this show, we talk about a lot of different things. We are a very random podcast, and I like to think sometimes we get a little philosophical with the world and the days we live in, and keep you up on technologies and pop culture, that kind of things. And while I wax poetically, I see some things that I don't fully agree with in this universe, and I like to go off on it. But unfortunately, I'm not good in explaining things, so I'm going to have to turn over to the one segment in this world I hate the most. Tech Corner with Sergio Sanchez. So, Sergio, what's this whole big thing about net neutrality going on right now? Thank you.
Okay.
So I see, this whole week I've been seeing a lot of people bitching about it. So I'm like, all right, I got to take this to Sergio because he explained it to me once before, so I kind of get an understanding for it. But okay. What's the big thing going on now?
So imagine it this way, all right? Right now, the internet, the way it is, okay, is just a highway, okay, that everybody has access to. All right? Now, imagine what the corporations want to do. So right now, you pay your $49 a month or whatever you do for your cable internet, and you have access to the same internet, the same content as everybody else, okay? Everybody else. Now, what they're trying to do is these telecom companies, okay, like Verizon's one of them because one of the FCC guys is actually one of the ex-lawyers from Verizon, so I don't understand how this isn't a fucking conflict of interest, okay? But killing net neutrality means that now they can charge you for a fast lane, a slow lane, okay, and a medium lane, all right? So if you want to stream Netflix, you're going to have to get in the fast lane. Otherwise, if you're just getting the low-tier internet or whatever, you're not going to be able to have shit like that, okay? And it's going to be up to them whether or not certain websites are even accessible to you, period. Okay, which means that they're going to be stifling freedom of speech,
it's basically censorship.
Right,
of the
exactly.
internet.
Yeah, because if Vince's pretty good website goes live and Vince has some pretty good information there that he wants the whole world to hear, well, guess what? Now, not everybody's going to have free and open access to that. Okay? So, that's a problem. That's a huge fucking problem. And unfortunately, everyone is too complacent, I think, in this world, and like, at least in my view, because there's not enough pushback on this. People are not up in arms enough, and I think either people just don't understand how the internet works. A lot of people,
I think it is they don't understand,
and they're just used to like whatever, we're getting gouged by the cable companies anyways. But this is fundamentally wrong.
I think
and
what
I am against it.
Is the same people I'm hearing this from is the same people I see bitch over every other little thing that goes on.
Well, don't let that be a distraction.
No, but it's at the same time
I'm a lot of things wrong.
Yeah, so it's just like one of those things where like I'll see something from the same person, whatever freaking, I caught a red light, curse you Trump, or and so I'm very much like, all right, dude, just skip over this person and don't whatever, dude.
So,
it's the sun came up. It's a bad day for them.
Right. So I try not to be an alarmist blowhard, but the thing is, this is.
Thank you for putting that eloquent. Yeah, that's perfect.
This is a it's a big issue, okay? Because the internet has been one of the last few truly democratic. You know what I mean? Like, we know that cable TV is all freaking bought, sold, paid for. You're either Fox News or you're CNN, and even then, you know what I mean? the truth gets lost somewhere in between. The fight is to try to keep the internet away from that model, because basically now you're going to have the freaking Fox News subscription to the internet, and you're going to have the CNN subscription to the internet, where you get certain news outlets, which is pure fucking bullshit. And again, the truth gets lost somewhere in the middle, because the only people that lose are the small guy, and that's the problem. So please fight any way you know how. I don't think we're gonna win the fight, unfortunately, because I'm just a fucking realist, and this government right now is getting away with fucking murder. When it comes to every piece of legislation, because Trump is just, because the Congress is backs him, because it's basically, even if they don't want to back him on things, it's too late now, because if they're pot committed to Trump, and they're gonna follow him, and that's it. That's it. That's the fucking. That's how the cookie crumbles right now.
Yeah, and it's really it's all favoring people with money.
Yeah, exactly.
And
no one wants to bite the hand that feeds them.
And then somehow, if they are quote paying more, they're gonna find out to be able to pay less.
Yeah.
So
exactly. While we pay more. Yeah, someone pays more, but it always ends up being us.
Right.
And that's the same thing that's going to happen for the internet. So be prepared for hugely inflated prices for your internet, which means that if you want to have all your streaming and all the stuff that you're used to, then you're going to be probably paying double probably soon.
All right. So what I understand and what you're basically telling me is slow porn, and slow porn.
Possibly no porn.
This is not a world I want to live in. This is not a world I want to live in. I can't go back to the Dark Ages. Can't go back to that.
Yeah, exactly. So fight this with all you got.
Oh,
people.
I will be out there with a picket as we get my sign ready. Hell no, porn won't go. God damn it.
No.
So, anyways, net neutrality. Please preserve. Call whomever, the freaking Pope, the president, whoever. Well, not the president, because he doesn't give a shit. But call whoever is actually interested in preserving the freedom of the internet.
I bet you if I put a note with a $5 bill on it, he will at least read the note.
Yeah.
Well, at least walk him down the street for a little.
Anyway,
that'd be fun too.
So
give the dollar on the string.
So all politics aside, this is bad just for everybody. Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, it's not good. So
that's an interesting analogy you put, because for the longest time it's that's how people are able to cut the cable, because they can watch everything, and so the cable goes, wait a minute, no, we can't. That's taking our money away. And so in some ways it's I understand them wanting to try to handle that or wrangle that in, but don't do it through a channel that's not even how you said. Just like, I can walk in the park, but then that's going to cost me $10 to park at the park. And it's like,
and that's basically what it is. It's the commodization of everything. Okay, everything has a price tag now. Whereas before, there were certain things that were essentially free, and not in the sense that internet was ever free. You paid your cable bill, but the thing is, once you paid that your entry fee, that was it. You had everything. So imagine you go to Disneyland, and they're doing this now too, because this happened to me with my freaking season pass for Legoland, which I'm pissed about. My godkids got passes for Legoland, so I go with them one time, and they want to go inside the water park. So I found out that my pass doesn't let me get into the water park.
Yeah.
I fucking had no. Yeah, I had no fucking clue.
Were you wearing your Speedo?
No, I was not wearing my Speedo, luckily. It wasn't a big deal, but that's what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, we don't need to be upsold on this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the internet should just be the internet. There's the one fucking fee, and that's it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if people started, if for phones like landlines, like old ladies, that all they have is their landline, and they started telling them, oh no, now you need to pay twice as much for your landline because it's, you want to have the crystal clear calling as opposed to the freaking staticky muffled calling, and it's like, what? No, just fucking, it's bullshit.
Wow. So I got a question about technology, and you may be the only person I know that can answer this for me. What was it like being a Pony Express boy, Virgil, and going from that to where we are today?
That's a question for Virgil?
Yeah, I didn't say it was for you.
Oh, okay.
Did I? No, I just said I had a question. You may be the only person that can answer this.
Well, because Sergio was
obviously because Virgil was a member of the Pony Express, and going from like when they had the copper wire.
Oh, telegraph.
Thank you. Going from the telegraph, the Pony Express telegraph, to where we are today. What's it like? you know, only so much life experience.
Yeah, I know. I hate you. No,
I'm a seeker of knowledge.
Well, here's what's even more interesting is that you know, younger kids are going to have a lot of problems. Yes, a lot more problems with their iPads and all this, and phones and all that stuff like that. And by having to charge parents more for you know, internet and all this stuff like that. But for me, you know,
people are just gonna pay it. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and it's not a time, especially now when everything's just kind of just falling apart. You know, it seems like they're vultures, just all just swimming around. Like, let's see what else we can dive our claws into. And it's like,
they're taking advantage of the social, political climate, you know, that we live in right now, which is basically, you know, everyone's coming out of the woodworks now, seeing if they can carve this country up a little bit more. And the problem is, there just comes a point where you get down to the bone, and we're getting there real fucking quick. So
I think it's to a point where now everything has to be politicized. Everything has to be involve money.
Yeah,
money
exactly.
too.
Commoditized, right? Everything.
It's way too.
Look at that fucking gas tax that fucking hit, and now I can't afford to get a full goddamn tank.
Yep.
And here's the thing: I think people did vote for that. They did vote for it because they want new roads, they want new bridges and stuff. So,
but see, the taxes already should have paid for that. It's just all the different freaking slush funds and all that other crap they throw it into,
and
they just lie to the people saying, "Oh, well, there's not enough." No, we have plenty of money in surplus. It's just they don't choose to.
Right. They use it on other things.
No, the problem is if we're not generating enough tax revenue, is because the upper tier of people who earn are not paying into the tax base, and that's the fucking problem.
No, I honestly don't think it is. I think it's the lower tier that's not actually freaking. We're paying for them to do most of all that shit too. Well, if you make over so much, you're paying 52% of your taxes to the government. California is the highest paid tax bracket in America. Okay. So how the hell are you going to tell me, oh, we don't have money if we have all these people that are paying 52?
Let me tell you the problem.
God damn it, I virgin.
The problem is that we're burning the candle at both ends. Okay, the rich people are passing legislation so they don't have to pay taxes. The poor people can't fucking afford it. So where are you going to get the money? Out of the middle class. Yeah. And the middle class continues getting squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. And guess what? For the middle class, there's only two directions you can go: up or down. And guess which way most of those people are going?
It's a fucking lose-lose situation on both ends. Either you get money and you got to leave because they just tax your ass out of the bracket, or you have no money and then you got to leave because, well, you lose your house.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm in that latter one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Lord knows, I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay in San Diego if I can't afford to buy a house here. I mean, what the hell's the point? So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fastly becoming a condo city because it's
latte drinking.
I feel like they're really starting to follow the models of New York and San Francisco. Mm-hmm. It's just like, no.
Where's $200,000 for a freaking 100 by 100 foot shitbox?
Yeah, you know? I
just because you're living in this city. Ooh.
Yeah, and I've been watching the housing prices go up, and
trust me.
My cousin, who's a realtor, she said, yeah, it's peaking now. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And she also said that a lot of people don't want to let go because just how unpredictable the Trump administration is, or just Trump himself. But a lot of, and that's what I'm trying to say is like no one thinks about how this affects other people at that top. You know, it's just and I hate it. I really do, and I think a lot of reasons why I've been, really depressed this year and all this thing like that. But with net neutrality, it's just being another
shit.
Yeah, I really hope in some cases that there's going to be another smart person who says, hey, you know what? There's a way around that too. And so I don't know. It's really hard.
But the problem is that person's voice is continuously even more harder and harder to hear. Yeah. And it will be as long as telecoms continue to have control over the outlets for how does anyone get their voice out anymore? Yeah. You know what I mean?
So almost in a kind of a cool pivot, I'm going to name that person Justice League. So Justice League, I would say if I were caught up now, they've made their money back at least. All of you reviewers, bite it because you said it's going to fail. What do you consider failure? The Room that spent over $1 million on their budget and only made $700 the first 2 weeks they've been things. So that's a failure. That's a complete failure. Winning back all your money and getting some in there, yes, that's not a failure at all. So
it's just this the society that we live in now. When the bar gets set at a certain level, if you don't hit that bar or surpass that bar every single time after that, then it's a failure. And the problem is that you can't live your life that way. You can't have those expectations because it doesn't work that way. Reality doesn't work that way. Here's why. We're in this country now where everyone expects a return on their investment. Okay, if you're giving them 10% every year of a return on investment, and then 1 year you hit 9%, all of a sudden the fucking world is ending.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what? Can you add the past 30 years where you guys have been getting a steady 10% on your return? Now, all of a sudden you get 9%, and it's a fucking problem.
Because that 1 year you have to pay the piper.
Right. Exactly.
Then everyone goes. They lose their mind.
Right.
So
that's the problem. It's invading. That kind of mindset is invading all of society. You know, everyone's used to having this level. All of a sudden, someone takes it in the shorts once, and now, all of a sudden, the fucking world is over. So yeah.
Dude, Sergio's full of good Sergisms tonight.
Okay, that was it for the tech corner with Sergio Toppin Sanchez.
We're on the Polytech.
There you go. See that?
We kind of zigged when.
French fry machine pizza.
Yes. Now I'm drained. My head hurts.
I hope it helped you understand that neutrality a little better, at least.
I'm gonna end up pitching this back to Sergio.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
What are you doing, man?
Well, because he has a new employee at work. And I'm very curious about this new far superior employee. So, Sergio?
Yeah, so at work, everyone knows that Johnny Lowe, went on his honeymoon to Thailand, so he's been gone for a couple weeks, and, we're short-handed, so in a pinch, we took a gamble on a Nespresso coffee machine that quickly took over John's cube, and quickly became Employee of the Month. We even had a freaking round of applause, and everybody was, on board with him, and he's been pulling some serious weight. John's gonna have some stiff competition coming back tomorrow. See if he has his old cube back or not. We might have to put him outside or in the basement or somewhere.
So you throw him in the break room.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Just kidding, John. Welcome back.
Yeah.
That has a little work to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
The cappuccino machine, is that what it is?
The Nespresso
Machine. Yeah. It's been a hit. Yeah.
At the office.
Awesome.
Yeah. Keeping everybody awake so they can do double the workload since they've been short-handed.
Well, I for one am not going to be welcoming Johnny Lowe back just quite yet. Yeah. As far as I care, that man can fry ice in hell until I get my gift. Until I get my super badass gift from Thailand. I don't care what.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just saying.
Oh, and speaking to John over the weekend, or via text message, when he finally got back from Thailand, he mentioned that we need to get together soon so that we can exchange names for the not-so-secret Santa.
Well, I was hoping he would have showed up today, so...
Nah, well, we're missing Jabron, we're missing Jake.
I know, but we could have at least set a date.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows?
Because we all know it really just comes down to us three, and everybody else just kind of shows up.
Yeah. Well, no, we need to set the precedent.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
We'll figure it out.
This is what I've been noticing. Only because... this is because of the experience between other people as well, but it's seriously, Vince just called it. It's like, it's you two really just kind of just setting it up for everyone.
Yeah,
like,
because we set the precedent. Vince is like, hey, we need to do this. I'm like, all right. Or I'm like, hey, we need to do this. And Vince is like, all right.
I'm a procrastinator, but when it's time to take care of business, I handle business.
Yeah.
Same with Sergio.
Yeah.
And, well, he's not as much as a procrastinator. Well, I turned him into a little bit of one, but that's a whole other story. Me and Sergio are very much, it's time to fucking handle business when it is.
Yeah. So quit your whining, put boots to asses, and let's get it done.
So that's what it basically turns into. It's like, hey, we're doing this at this day at this time.
Yeah.
Johnny Lowe's bachelor party, it was very much, oh, well, what if we do this? What if we do that? Sergio really didn't have a game plan, so I kind of took the reins of that.
And backed it up.
Exactly.
And it went well.
Yeah. I think it went well. But you know what Mike Tyson says? You can have the best game plan in the world, and it goes right out the window the second you get punched in the face. Johnny Lowe got 2 drinks in, he got punched in the face.
along with most of the other groomsmen.
And Zach's face at the floor. I'll never forget that.
He was punched by the ground.
Did you watch him fall?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was more kind of one of those things in your peripheral vision where he's there and then he's gone.
No, I was like facing that direction, and it was just like, and it's like there was like no time to react because like, he's on his feet. Next thing you know, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he hit the ground.
It was like no timber, and you got time to stop. No, it was just up, down.
Yeah. No, he didn't try to slow himself down or anything. It was like he was there and then he was gone. And so I immediately picked him up, got him some water, started freaking, cleaning up his forehead because he freaking had a big gash.
Yeah, freaking bleeding from his eye.
And then the next day,
Was it me and Peter picked him up? And we're just trying to go get water.
smack a life.
Yeah, trying to smack him up.
Yeah, because I thought you guys were looking away from him and you just hear a smack and he's just on the ground.
No, we were right there. We were all kind of standing in a group waiting for a taxi. Yeah. No, I mean, it was
it's not like watching him fall. There was like no time to react. It was just, he's here, he's down.
There was no watching because it was just like a blink instant. Like, yeah,
It's like
there was-
taking a step.
yeah. It was like you blink and he's on the ground. You're like, what?
Yeah, like if you like closed your eyes to puff a smoke, he would have been like, "Wait, where'd the fuck you go?" And then you look down.
He was right there. Oh, it was bad. And then of course he broke his arm, but he got his cast, or he's getting his cast off soon.
I see.
Nice.
It's been about a month. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, me and Sergio run the group. I like to think of us as co-captains in this. A lot of the times I would say I am, like when it comes to like situations and stuff, I'd say like, oh, I'm the what? No, in this group situation, it's me and Sergio. We run this bitch.
And I've clearly seen that, seeing how. So I thought Vince was lazy. Boy, are those other guys really lazy?
Well, the thing too is that Johnny Lowe can take initiative too, but he chooses not to. He doesn't want to step on Veto's toes, so he just lets her handle everything. But the problem is,
Well, no, even if she's not even in the equation, just tell you guys I'm very entertained. Just like so.
good.
Yeah, I mean, at least we can narrow it down. Like we'll just throw out ideas and then just narrow it down, and then someone's got to run the ship.
Look, if you want something to get done, just come talk to Vince or talk to me about it. Because once you talk to one of us, we're probably going to talk to each other about it, and then we're going to figure out how to make it happen.
And mind you, me and Sergio only see each other once a week. He works with Johnny Lowe, so it could be made a lot simpler with him, with those two together than it would be with me. It's just one of those things. I'm a boost to ass kind of guy. Actually, I'm a garçones in my bed kind of guy, but that's a whole other story.
When you have to be.
Yeah, I'd rather very much just like kick back and not let in, and like, okay, yeah, sure, that sounds great.
Right.
But the problem is we kind of fell into it because if we just kind of kicked back, nothing would ever get done.
Yeah.
So it fell on us.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys had the motivation. I mean, because it hasn't done.
We took care of it at
I thought so
John's
too.
wedding.
Mm-hmm.
We got everybody there.
And like I said, anytime you can insult the groomsman and a bridesmaid at the same wedding, it's a good wedding.
Yeah, I had fun.
And get away with no repercussions.
No, don't worry. I'm sure John got a bunch of shit for that.
Well, the other thing is, I would say is you need to put a tip jar for you guys, because I mean,
I totally agree.
yeah, I mean that's what I'm trying to say is like, hey, you know what? You guys are a service to the group.
Or have somebody else in the group pick up the tab for one of us. That'd be nice too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's like not only you guys you do the planning, you also pay for this stuff. I'm like, dude, that's messed up. So
It was for the love of Johnny Lowe. You wanted everyone to be there, so we did what we had to do.
I'm not just talking about the wedding. Man.
Oh, in general.
Oh, okay. Hey, honestly, man, that shit's kind of slowing down a lot for me because I'm not. Let's say I'm not as Scrooge McDucky as I used to be. So more of the Scrooge, less of the duck.
He's not swimming in the giant money pit. Is what he's referring
So
to.
I'm really. It's really come. It's high time.
Maintaining, surviving.
Like I said, I'm not poor anymore. I'm just broke.
I'm just working poor. Yeah. So no, we'll get together. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we get Johnny Lowe pinned down for this.
And Serge, I got it, dude. You know what? We should. He's never been to Napoleon's.
Yeah.
We should take Virgil to Napoleon's, and we can do it then. Not even just the name exchange, but if we tell Johnny Lowe Napoleon's, he'll be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
And then we'll
Because we all know you choose to abstain from the thing, which we don't do. We don't blame you.
Okay, so explain what Napoleon's is.
Napoleon's is a pizza place in National City, down here in California, San Diego, California. And it's basically it's an institution.
Yeah.
A lot of Sweetwater High School kids go there. And, you grow up on it.
Look, aside from Labella's, man, it's like the pizza joint.
Oh,
That's
really?
basically what it is.
So it's a second to
National
Labello's,
City.
you think?
Different.
Yeah.
Different.
A little bit different. A little more mom and poppy.
Okay.
Labella's has gotten a lot bigger. Napoleon's is still a tiny little shop, so for the most part.
You can still play a couple arcade games from the 90s there.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And get to watch Sergio and Johnny Lowe make asses of themselves while they try to pretend they're pool hall junkies.
Hey, they spruced it up, though. That place, a little bit.
Yeah, they put new felt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put new old felt on the one table.
You got a couple of straighter sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, straight-ish.
Yeah.
Straight-ish sticks. I mean, who have not lived till you've seen Johnny Lowe and Sergio freaking brag about how good they are at pool and then just miss the damn thing.
Really?
Because they'll bring their own cues, the whole nine, and then just like, wow. Okay. Like, I'll just sit at the table, eat pizza, watch a little bit of basketball up on the TV, and like 30 minutes later, they're still trying to get the same 4 balls in the hole.
That's about right.
That's awesome.
Good old pool sharks, Johnny Lowe and Sergio.
More like minnows or sardines.
Pool beta fish.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Yeah. So the lady next to us in the booth was laughing at some of our no porn.
We had an impromptu audience this morning.
You know what though? That's actually the best part of the shows is like
think so, yeah.
getting people just get the walk by
Yeah, we start
reactions.
laughing.
The laugh where they chip in.
Yeah.
This was ever when the guy brought up Jim Cotta.
Yes, that's very much so.
You mean slow porn? No, I mean maybe no porn.
This is not a world I want to live in.
Like and follow producer Virgil's band Still Ill, sending us tribute to Smith and Morris. You can find them on StillIll.net, Facebook, and Instagram. You can find Sergio Sanchez on Facebook at Sergio Sanchez next to Jurassic Park G, but leave him alone. He's a cranky old man. And like and follow our goddamn Instagram at Breakfast and BS.
Goddamn Instagram.
Our goddamn Instagram.
Oh, I like that.
Thanks for stopping by. I'll get the check.